Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, just like I promised you guys the last time, I'll be doing a review of this main big market, which I think is one of the most popular trading places in the country. But I'll just switch the camera around and show you guys exactly where I am. So that is the main that is the main one. Is Johnson Street. It goes that way, and this other way that leads straight through is George Street. So this is the entrance of the big market. If I can just stand here and then try to give you guys a 360 of the entire area. So we'll start the video, and just like I told you guys, this is a very different type of market, and there are a lot of things that you guys can buy from this particular market. As you guys can see, there are a lot of sections and a lot of individual stores around this particular market. But I think this downstairs is if I can describe it, it's where they sell how can I put it, Fana. It's where they sell Fana market, and as you guys can see, these are the different items that are being sold. Different types of chains, beads, bags, and different types of African arts and crafts. And you guys can see bags that are being handmade or handcrafted, just to show you guys. But this is the entrance, and this is exactly where I'll start this video. And then there are two levels to this particular market, and this particular area where I am is at the first level or the lower level. There is also another level upstairs, which I think that particular side, the vendors there, they usually sell carvings and other materials. But this is exactly the big market, and it is a very, very large market, and it goes all the way down there. But we'll try and explore all the way down to that side, as you guys can see. And there are different entrances, and then this is also another entrance, and then that is the way that we used to come inside, and this is exactly the distance we have covered. And I'll just stand here and take you guys back and just try to zoom in exactly and show you guys exactly where I am, and after that we'll continue with the video, and we will continue with the video just to show you guys. And I think some of these items here are very, very reasonably priced, and in terms of Africana, there is no other place in the country that you can get very, very different types of arts and craft, different types of hand woven, handmade, crafted bags. As you guys can see, crafted bags, baskets, brooms, different types of cooking utensils. As you guys can see, different types of products, beads, fans, all nicely crafted and individually hand woven and handmade. But this particular section, as you guys can see, these are some of the items that are basically being sold at this particular section, and I will just stop the exploration of this particular side, and then after that we'll go to the upstairs and try to show you guys exactly. But I'll just stand here again, then try to give you guys a 360 of exactly the distance or where exactly we have covered. So we started, the entrance is there, and just like I told you guys, there are a lot of entrances that lead towards this particular market, and I'll just try and zoom in and show you guys exactly the distance we have covered, and then just try and give you guys a 360 of this particular area where exactly I am, and just try to show you guys exactly the different products that are being sold. So for some of you guys that are in the diaspora, and anytime you visit home and anytime you want to have your original Africana or original African wares and souvenirs, this is exactly the location, or this is exactly the spot where you're supposed to shop. And there are a lot of items here, and if I can say, if it is an African item, you will definitely find it here at Big Market, as it is the name. As if I can see, that is a crocodile skin. If I can just zoom in and show you guys, that is a crocodile skin. And then we will continue with the video, and ultimately we'll find. So this is also another entrance. This is also another entrance that leads to the Big Market. It is a very, very huge market, as you guys can see, with very, very tall ceilings. It is very, very airy, as you guys can see, and just so you guys can see different wares being sold, different products, and you cannot go wrong in selecting exactly the type of Africana that you want to buy at this particular market, be it carvings, be it blank, be it baskets and other items. But we will continue and try to see if we'll try and reach at that entrance, and then after that we'll try and reverse and then go to the upstairs and show you guys exactly some of the products that are being sold exactly here. But we are here, and I'm just trying to take my time and show you guys exactly some of the products that are being sold here. And just like I initially told you guys, whatever African item that you want, when you guys will be visiting the country, this is exactly where you guys should come. And whatever the item may be it bags, silverware and other items, as you guys can see, you will definitely find it, or you will definitely be able to see it as you'll be definitely able to see it at this particular market. As you guys can see, that is an African drum, as you guys can see, baskets and other various handcrafted items. But I'll just continue with the video, and as always, you guys can see different types of African bags, and some of these bags are personally being made, personally being handcrafted, and the prices here are very, very, very reasonable. So this is just to show some of you guys some of the items or some of the products that are being sold at this particular market. So in case some of you guys are visiting, and when you guys want to return or you guys want to go back, this is exactly where you should come and buy some of your hand woven souvenirs, just to remind you of home. As you guys can see, various African items, beads, bags, and different female wear. And still here, and try to show you guys, as you guys can see, customer is selecting the type of bead that he wants. But so that is the step that leads to the other section, the upstairs of this particular market. Just like I told you guys, it's a very, very huge market, and if possible, because I think there are other sections that we are yet to explore at this particular market. So just as you guys can see, just try as best as I can to show you some of the items that are being sold at this particular market. And as always, so these are some of the items that are being sold, and I'll try as much as possible and show you guys exactly, so maybe you guys will see exactly what you guys want to buy in this particular video. And I think this other side is more of where I think building materials and other items are being sold. But As always, this is also another entrance that leads to the market, but I think this other section is where the building material side is. As you guys can see, toilet seats, sinks, and other various building material items. You guys can see wooden doors and other items this particular side. But as always, I will just stand here again and give you guys a view of exactly the distance we have covered, as we are almost coming to the exploration of this downstairs. And as always, still here trying to explore. As you guys can see, wooden doors, metal doors, different types of toilet items, and individual building materials that you guys will want to purchase at this particular market. Various types of doors, as you guys can see. This is exactly where we'll stop the exploration of this particular part, and I think this particular section there are bolts and nuts and other items that are being sold. As you guys can see, various items that you guys can see, bolts, nuts, screws, and other items that are being sold, car items and other items. So this is the outside of the market. So just like I showed you guys, that is what is Johnson Street, and this is the outside or the other section of the big market. As I told you guys, it's a market that has 2 floors, and I've just finished exploring one side, and this other side is where most of I think your toilet items, be it toilet seats, sinks, and other items are being sold. But we'll stop here and then try to go upstairs and continue with the exploration of this particular popular market in the country. But I'll just try and show you guys. This is also another entrance to the market. As just like I initially stated, it's a very large market that is very airy, as it has very tall ceilings, and you guys can tell from the various doors and various entrances that are located at this particular market. But this is exactly where I'll stop, and then after that I'll go to the upstairs and continue. Okay, so we continue and just trying to show you guys this other side, as I am about to explore the upstairs or the first floor, as this is the ground floor of the market. But we will continue. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, share to as many of your contacts as possible, and then help grow the channel. So still here and continuing with the video. So this is exactly the entrance to the other section of the market, if I'm not mistaken. So still here trying to locate the entrance that leads to the other floor of this particular market. But I think the other floor of this particular market is where vendors and traders that deal in various carvings and various Africana materials that are located at this particular market. But as always, this is the entrance, and I think this is the entrance that leads to the other part of the market. So as you guys can see, you'll start to see the signs that this particular side is where our local artists display some of their works or some of their best works of art. As you guys can see, this is the stairs that leads to the other side of big market. Just as you guys can see, various arts that are being sold, and I think at very reasonable prices. So I think that is an anomaly, if I can say that. Excuse me. So still here, just trying to show you guys the different arts. As you guys can see, the walkway to this floor is being really decorated by the statues or these various very beautiful carvings that are strewn across this particular stairs of this particular market. But I'll give you guys a 360 of exactly the other side and just try to show you guys some of the items that are located at this particular market. But as always, we will continue. So still here. So if I can show you guys, this is the stairs that leads to the first floor of the market. As you guys can see, this particular floor is where you can get most of the very nice African carvings and other Africana wares, as you guys can see. And there are individual shops and individual traders or individual vendors at this particular section of the market, as you guys can see. So these are some of the items that are being sold here, and these items are very reasonably priced. As you guys can see, they are reasonably priced. And of course, I'll start here and then try as much as possible and show you guys exactly some of the items that are being sold at this particular side or this particular section of the market. And just like I initially told you guys, various figurines, various hairs and various art pieces are being sold, as you guys can see, be it big, small and different sizes, as you guys can see, and at very reasonable prices. So for you art dealers or some of you guys that are very passionate about art, this is exactly where you can get some of your very fine and natural art pieces. As you guys can see, this is also another vendor that sells various items, handcrafted bags, beads and bracelets, as you guys can see, bags and yeah. So these are just some of the items, and this is also another shop or another vendor that sells various items, various arts, figurines, various carvings, very nice and very beautiful carvings, beads and other items, just as you guys can see. And I'll try as much as possible to capture each and every store that is located at this particular section, as this is just one side, and I think the other side of the market, just like I told you guys, is where you can get majority of your Africana materials, be it the solo ones and all others. But just like I told you guys, this section is where most of the arts and crafts are being sold, and at reasonable prices. So the next time some of you guys will visit, this is exactly where you guys will come and buy or purchase some of your souvenirs to take back with you. This is exactly where to come. And as you guys can see, very different sizes and different sculptures of various art pieces that are being sold at this particular market. Drums, paintings and other items, and you guys can see it. But this is exactly what it is, and this is exactly what you get when you come to this particular market. And as always, this section is filled or littered with different paintings, different carvings, like you guys can see. So this is just one side. I'll stop here and then try to show you guys exactly this other side as much as possible. So this, as you guys can see, you can have exactly whatever type of figurine you want, and even if the type of art piece that you guys are looking for is not here, you can individually come to them and then describe exactly the type of artwork or the type of art piece that you guys would like to be made for you, and I will bet you'll be able to do exactly the type of carving or the type of painting that you will be requiring for them to do for you. So different art pieces, different carvings, just as you guys can see. So still here and try to show you guys as much as I can of this other side. And I am really fascinated by the different designs, the different art pieces that are being sold at this particular market. So yeah. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, share to as many of the content as possible. And still here, just try to show you guys each individual section of this particular market and the different artworks, the different ornaments that are sold at the market. As you guys can see, very nice art pieces. Different art pieces, figurines, and other items that are being sold. I think that is a guitar. As you guys can see, that is a mask. So we continue with the exploration of this particular market. As you guys can see, different items, different carvings, be it board. I think these are metal carvings or metal items that are being sold, and at very reasonable prices. And I can tell you that most of you guys that have not yet been to this particular market will not know that these are some of the items that are being sold. So the purpose of today's video is just to showcase this particular market and try to show you guys exactly some of the items that are being sold at the big market, and I'll try as much as possible and try to capture and show you guys exactly some of these art pieces that are being sold. I think that is a swordfish, if I'm not mistaken, that is carved, and different paintings, different African art paintings, and I think that is a chessboard. That is a chessboard. So yeah, just like I initially told you guys, there are different types of paintings, be it large, be it medium size, and be it small. As you guys can see, I think those paintings up there are very large art pieces that are being sold and at very reasonable prices. So still here, I think these are some of the large items these are some of the large carvings that are being sold. I think this is a table, an elephant table, and yeah, this also this is also another section, and I think this other section is more of bags and other ornaments that are being sold at this particular market, but we'll just try and browse through. So as always, that was the entrance that we used to climb to this particular section of the market. As you guys can see, the different items that are being sold at this particular market. So it is a very large market, and there are very individual tables or individual vendors, individual stores that are selling different types of African wear, just as you guys can see. I think these are African materials that you guys can see, or wonko, as we locally call them, that are being sold with, I think, different designs, just as you guys can see. A mirror and other different items that are being sold at this particular market, and also another carving store that are being sold. Different carvings, different stores selling different artworks and different art pieces by individual artists, as you guys can see. Different items. So I'll try as much as possible and try to showcase each and every one of these stores, so at least you guys can see and know exactly, if anytime that you guys have the chance to come and pay them a visit, you know exactly where that particular store is. And still here, try to show you guys exactly some of the items, as today's video is just to showcase this particular market and just try to show exactly what are the different types of products that are being sold. And just like I initially told you guys, this particular market is different from other markets, as other markets around the country, they basically sell various household and other cooking items, but this particular side is where you can get most of your African art pieces, artworks, Africana, original Africana materials, and other various great carvings and great African paintings. So this is also another store, and this is some of the items that are being sold. And I think that is the trumpet, as you guys can see. That is a trumpet, a drum, and also other paintings. So still here, try to show you guys exactly. And yeah, different artworks, different art pieces, very beautiful, handcrafted, personally made figurines, and various African masks for you art lovers, just like I initially stated. So this is exactly where you can come and have the various types of African art pieces that you guys might be looking for the next time that you guys pay a visit home. And you guys can see so many designs by different talented artists. And this is also another store, and this is some of the items that are being sold, as you guys can see. These are some of the other items that are being sold, and still here. And so I'll just take you guys back and show you guys exactly the distance we have covered. So that is the entrance. So that is exactly where we came in, and I'll just try and turn the camera around and then try to show this other section of the market. Yeah, this is also another section, as you guys can see. So I think this particular side, it is divided into two. I think one side is where you can get most of your African carvings and various art pieces that are being sold, and I think that other side is where you can get your various African wares, be it Africana, the material, or the one that has already been sewn. So this is also another store, as you guys can see. These are some of the artworks and some of the art pieces that are being sold at this particular vendor's store, as you guys can see. Various artworks, various art pieces, various figurines, and various masks that are being sold, and at very reasonable prices. So, yeah. And the carvings, as you guys can tell, there are various designs, various masks, and it just depends to what exactly you the individual will want, or what type of carving or what type of painting you the individual will want. As you guys can see, there are a lot of carvings, a lot of carvings, a lot of masks that are individually being made, individually designed, personally crafted. And just to show you guys, and just like I told you guys, the market is a very, very huge market, and I think this is the last floor, and there are various vendors that are selling within the market, as you guys can see, various stores, as you guys can see. So I think this particular vendor deals in bags and other female neck wears, as you guys can see, African bags that are handcrafted or handmade, personally handmade or handcrafted, as you guys can see, various bracelets and bangles that are being sold. And this other shop also, as you guys can see, this other shop also there's in various necklaces, neck pieces, bangles, bracelets, different types of carvings, as you guys can see, different type of art pieces. And I think this other side is where you can get your African earrings, as you guys can see, different designs, different types, different styles. And I think that is a guitar. So we continue with the video. This is also another store. This is also another store, as just like I initially told you guys, this store, the market is divided into different stores, and there are individual vendors that are located at this particular store. And I think this other vendor, as you guys can see, some of the products, earrings, I think wooden toys and other beautifully carved or designed items. I think spoons, pans and pots that are being sold, bronze items and other items that are being sold, as you guys can see. And I'll try to be as detailed as possible so you guys can see exactly what this particular market has to offer. And just like I told you guys, and I think these are different types of dolls, African dolls that are being sold, as you guys can see, African dolls, bronze figures and other items that are being sold. So yeah, so still here, this is also another vendor, and these are some of the products that are actually available at this particular site. As you guys can see, various art pieces. I think these are very small and very, very detailed masks that are being sold, as you guys can see. And some of these guys are very, very, very talented. As you guys can see, these are African dolls. If I can show you guys, these are African dolls that are made and they are being sold. Still here, different art pieces up on the wall, and still here. So I think this section is where I think the vendors that sell carvings and different African paintings, this is exactly where this section ends. I think this other side is where the vendors that sell African dress and various African wares. But I think this is also another vendor that sells carvings and various necklaces and other ornaments, as you guys can see. And that is a boat. Various very small and detailed earrings, as you guys can see. Various items that are being sold. Still so I think this particular vendor specialty is I think African musical instruments, as you guys can see. Various African musical instruments. If I can show you guys, I think these are very little drums and other musical items that are being sold. still here, and also very huge or very large art pieces that are being sold. And so I think this is exactly the end of where the arts section of this particular market is, exactly where it ends. And I think this other side is where you can have the various African dresses and African materials, as you guys can see. So I'll just stand here and then try to give you guys, I'll zoom in and show you guys exactly the distance we have covered. That is exactly where we've started. We've walked all the way to this side, showcasing each and every vendor and the various types of items that are being sold at their various or at their different stalls. So as you guys can see, this particular side is where you can get your various African materials, be it the ones that are already being sewn or the ordinary materials if you want them, that will be sewn later. So I think this particular side is where it starts, and I think it goes all the way to that all other side. But I'll just try and walk up to that end and then just try to show you guys the individual stores that are located that sells various Africana wares and other items. So I'll just try as much as possible and try to showcase some of the various African dresses and African wares that are being sold by these individual stores that are located at Big Market. So still here, and I hope you guys are not forgetting that I am still at Big Market at this first floor, if I can say that, because we've already done an exploration of the ground floor and this is the first floor. So I am still here, try to show you guys. These are some of the materials or some of the African dresses that are being sold, various African materials and other items that are being sold. I'll just try as much as possible and show you some of these items or some of these dresses, and I hope some of you guys that are watching this video will see exactly the type of Africana or the type of dress that you guys will be interested in. So the next time you guys visit, don't forget to pay a visit at Big Market. And just for specification, it is located at Wallace Johnson Street, the main Wallace Johnson Street, and it is a place that is not very difficult to find. I believe each and every individual at the city center you'll ask to give you directions to Big Market will exactly show you exactly where it is. So I'll just stand here and then try to take the camera back and show you guys exactly where we are. So we have left the section that sells carvings and other various African paintings, figurines and other items. So this section is where the Africana materials are being sold, and it can be dresses, all the ordinary materials are available, and I think most of the dresses here are for female, but they also sell male dresses and other items, as you guys can see. Various vendors, various shops, as you guys can see, various vendors still here. And I think this is also another side or another way that leads to the Big Market, but this is also another side, and I think this particular floor, it ends all the way down there. But I'll just stand here and then try to show you guys, because I think at this particular location I'll be able to show you guys the individual stores or the individual vendors that are selling different types of Africana, whereas at this particular Big Market so that is the ground floor, and I think this is also another way that leads to the ground floor. As you guys can see, this is also another way that leads to the ground floor, as we've already done an exploration of that particular ground floor. But we are still here, and we'll try as much as possible, and then we'll stand here again and then try try to show you guys. I think that was the entrance that we used to come. I mean, as you guys can see, this other section is exactly where you can get most of your Africanas and other African wares. As you guys can see, bags that are individually handcrafted and hand woven into very different sizes and very different designs. As you guys can see, individual stores and all selling different types of Africanas, African bags. I think this is a head tie and other African dresses. But I think we are slowly coming to the end of today's vlog, and just try to show you guys exactly this particular market, which I think the majority of you guys have yet to discover or have yet to explore. But this is the opportunity for you guys to see exactly the individual stores and the individual items and the individual products that are being sold at this particular market. But still here, and I think it ends all the way down there, but we'll try and explore as much as we can of both sides of this particular side, just to show you guys the different Africana or the different African attires that are being sold. Still here, as you guys can see, various Africanas, various items that are being sold at this particular store. Of course, these are bags, as you guys can see, handcrafted, handmade bags that are being sold and at very reasonable prices. So just like I initially said, the next time that you guys are paying a visit, please don't forget to come exactly at this particular market. And if I can say, I think these guys are around sharing the photo of the chair lady. I think she is late now, because when I initially came, I tried to talk to her, but they told me that she was late, and I was able to speak to her sister, and she was the one that told me that. So still here, and then just try to give you guys an individual glimpse of each of these stores that are located and the various items that are being sold at each of these stores, so you guys can know exactly what are the different types of wares, dresses and Africana materials that are being sold at this particular side of the big market. As you guys can see, various items, various of Africana, be it men's or women's wares. As you guys can see, I think these are men's wares, as you guys can see. And still here, and coming to the end of this particular section, or the end of this particular vlog. But this is exactly, I think this is the last store that I'll try and explore and show you guys exactly some of the products that are being sold at this particular store. Still here, try to show you guys exactly, as you guys can see, very nice and very beautiful handmade bags that are being sold at very reasonable prices. So just like I told you guys initially, this particular side of this market is where you can get your various African materials and African attire, be it for men and women, as you guys can see. But I think this is also another section. So these are mats, or these are floor mats that are being sold, as you guys can see. These are floor mats that are nicely designed that are being sold. So this is exactly where I will end off. There's also another section. There's also another section that goes that way, and there's also another section that goes this way. But we'll try and use this particular side and just try to show you guys this other side, exactly some of the items that are being sold at these individual stores. As you guys can see, various shops, various vendors selling different types of wares, just as you guys can see, different types of Africana materials, and at very reasonable price, different bags and other items that are being sold Still here, showing you guys exactly. This is also another shop or another vendor, as you guys can see. Different types of blankets, as you guys can see, that are being sold. So these products are all made here in Sierra Leone, as you guys can see. Various tie-dye materials, as you guys can see. So any type of materials that you guys want, be it linen, cotton, tie-dye materials, and any other type of material that you guys require, they are being sold at Big Market. I think these are blankets that are being sold, handmade blankets that are being sold. And so this is exactly the atmosphere at this particular Big Market, as you guys can see. Just like I initially told you guys, this section is more of where you can get your original African attire and Africana beads, tie-dye materials, and other different types of materials or Africanas, as you guys can see. So I hope I am able to capture exactly, although this particular side is very huge. Still here and showing you guys exactly. So as you guys can see, most of these vendors here, as you guys can see, Afrikaners, majority of them, different types of Afrikaners that are being sold, different types of wares, different types of bags for both male and female, as you guys can see, different items that are being sold. So still here, and that is also the other entrance to the first floor of the market, but still here, still showing you guys each and every individual vendor at this particular store, so you guys can know exactly what you get for what you are looking for, and just showing you exactly the different materials that are being sold. And I think these items that are being wrapped, I think they are blankets that are being sold for various parts of the country. But yeah, so this is exactly the different types of materials that are being sold at this particular market. So I think this is exactly where we will end today's vlog, and hopefully I hope you guys have seen exactly the various types of products that are being sold at this particular big market. Just like I initially told you guys, this is a different type of market unlike other markets. But as always, thank you guys once again for coming along with me, and hopefully I'll try and just stand here and then try to take you guys back and show you guys the distance or the other shops and other products that are being sold. Still here. And this is exactly where we will end today's vlog, and hopefully try again and find some time and revisit another location. And this is exactly where I will end today's video. I'll just try and come to this side and try to show you guys exactly. So this is the entrance to the down floor. So this is exactly where I'll stop today's video. And as always, thank you guys for coming along with me, and until I catch you guys again at the next one, peace.